Hey everybody, welcome to The Well. This is the show where we do what you do, and we're going to take you on that journey to see how we've developed our financial advisory practice as digital marketers turned financial advisors.
So welcome to episode number 1. This is kind of exciting, long time in the making. What we want to do today is really just set the tone. You know, where we, why did we do this? You know, who are we? And really what the meat of this, show, The Well, is going to be is we are marketers. We kind of started out as marketers. Actually, before that, we started out working at an FMO, kind of as recruiters, worked up our way, as directors. And then we split off, only did digital marketing. That's where you guys know RA from. But then we kind of had this wild idea of becoming financial advisors ourselves. That way we can be, practitioners, practicing what we preach. But then taking it a step further is showing you the lessons learned and really the mistakes that we made so that we can build a best practices and help, us be more successful, you guys be more successful, and just kind of be a unit and a team. So episode 1, setting that stage.
That's right. Yeah, and I want to go even back a little bit further. When Richy and I do a seminar, we always talk about our history because I think that's important for the client to understand, important for you to understand as well. I got out of college, I started working at State Farm and I got my insurance licenses, and I was selling car insurance, homeowners insurance, life insurance, health insurance, bank products, all the things that, a captive insurance agent does. All that time, Richy's in the United States Air Force, serving our country. And then we got together, like he said, at the FMO back in 2014. And if not the first adopters of digital marketing for financial advisors, one of the first. I mean, in the first one or two. And we learned a lot of hard lessons during that. And I think one of the things that we didn't learn, because we weren't doing it, was empathy. We knew how to market. We knew how to generate leads. And sometimes we would look at a situation where an advisor got what we perceived to be a great result, and they said it wasn't a great result. And that was always really confusing to us. And that's something that's always been lingering in our minds, kind of throughout our marketing career. And something that this journey that we're on now has really opened my eyes to, and I think yours as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you don't know who RA Marketing is, we started it out just as a couple of guys.
Yep.
I mean, I think, was it Richy and Andrew 2016 at gmail.com? That was our website. And so just a couple of guys. We didn't know really what we were building. We just knew, like you said, at the FMO, kind of the early adopter, did some Google, did some Facebook, knew it worked. Let's do this on a bigger scale. So that was sort of the journey to get there. But then it started, kind of taking off. And then we hired our first employee, who's still with us today, the OG. Then we hired another one, and started kind of building. So now, fast forward, it's not Richy and Andrew so much, is just RA Digital. Yep. I don't even really see that as Richy and Andrew Digital anymore. It's just like a brand of RA Digital. But so the journey has been fun to get there, but we're really good at what we do. We're known for doing digital marketing, but I want to do it myself.
Yeah.
Like I want to practice what we preach. I want to get in there and learn what we don't know, because you don't know, what you don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the funny backstory of this is, so I had my insurance licenses for years, maintained them even after I left State Farm. I was still, occasionally meeting with clients and, helped a few friends with life insurance, helped a few family members with, financial planning and annuities and things like that. And as we started RA, I kind of got out of that because we were solely focused on the marketing side of things. I still have my licenses. And last year, my birthday's in April, so my license always renews in April. And it was March. And I said to Richy, man, I don't know if I want to spend $149 on the renewal fee and spend, $87 on CE credits and, the 45 minutes that it takes to do 24 hours. And if you're an insurance regulator listening, I did all 24 hours over a 24-hour period, not in 30 minutes.
That's right.
Anyway.
Yep.
And I said, I don't know if I want to do all that. And he's like, well, man,
I told him to do it. I said, you need to do it.
No, that's not what happened.
I did. I said,
no.
You need to do it. Quit doing that.
Richy looked at me and said, Andrew, are you ever going to use your insurance licenses again? Are you going all in on this marketing business or not?
Okay.
And I was like, you're right, Rich. I'm going to burn the boats. I'm going to burn the boats, and I'm not going to look back. So I didn't renew my insurance license.
I think I bought you lunch that day. I said, good job.
Yeah, I think so. We celebrated,
It's
like, I didn't have
I feel
that
like I finally now have a partner at RA.
That's right. I didn't have that last lifeline, back to, I could always, if this doesn't work out, I can always go back to selling car insurance, right? So we made that decision. And then what? 4 months later?
Yeah, that was April, right?
Yeah, well, that's when the license would have renewed, was in April.
Yep. So April, so then August, right?
August, yeah. Richie goes to one of our clients' office and observes.
Because we do that, right?
Yeah.
We don't know everything. Let's go
Yeah.
out and let's see what we can learn. We did some marketing for this advisor, one of our top guys, and I thought, let's go, do an office visit, see the team, and go see an event. And I did, man. It hit me at that thing. It's like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? It's time for 2.0. Like, it's time to step it up. And it just hit me on that plane ride home. You know me. I have a very particular routine when I fly.
Oh, yeah.
What's one thing I do?
Oh, neck pillow, back heater.
You get that back heater.
That's right. You got your headphones on.
You need that lumbar support.
That's right.
So I do it every single time. This particular time, I'm not watching Netflix or anything. I actually got my laptop out and started typing this thing out because it was so inspired by what I saw. Is we need to do that. We could build that thing. So I don't know. It was very, very clear that day. And I just came home like, Andrew, what do you think? He's like, dude, I said we should do that. I said, okay, let's do it.
I don't know that I ever said that we should do it, but I do remember when I asked if I should give up my insurance licenses, do you think we'll ever go into financial advising? And he said, no, I don't think we will. And he comes back 4 months later and says, I think we should run some seminars. We should try our hand at practicing what we preach. And I remember distinctly getting off that phone call, rolling my eyes and going to my wife and saying, can you believe this guy?
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
So I figured, well, I'll just go to the Department of Insurance and I'll pay my license renewal, pay my late fee, do my CE credits, and we'd be good. As it turns out, in the state of Indiana, it's not that simple. So we decided we're going to do this thing. And
when we decide something, we decide something.
Yeah, we're quick movers when we decide to do something. So that's August. And Richie and I get kind of a wild hair. We're like, hey, we're going to do our first seminar.
Well, we kind of had to. I mean, if we're going to do it, we're kind of limited with the holidays coming up.
Yep.
You guys know how it goes. I mean, November, December, you can do it, but you got to do it. You got to plan for it.
That's right. Yeah. And we were at that time of the year where we have to start figuring out venues. We have to figure out all this stuff. And we still don't have our insurance licenses yet. And so we decide, hey, October 20th is the first date. And that means we need to launch ads, on October 2nd and all this other stuff. That means we need to build a campaign, pay for the venue, do all this stuff in September. So September 26th, we start our insurance class because, as I mentioned, in the state of Indiana, it's not that simple. I can't just go pay a late fee and a renewal fee. I have to take the whole class all over again.
Yep, 3 days.
And Richie has to take the whole class all over again. And so September 26th, we go to that class. September 28th, the ads launch for our first campaign. So we are under the gun because if we don't pass our exam, we're spending money. We've booked a venue. We've put a deposit down, all this stuff. With the expectation that we will have our insurance license by the time that we are in front of a real prospects, a real audience. And so we took that class from the 26th to the 28th, 3 days.
We had sushi every single day.
We did at, I think, the second best sushi restaurant in Indianapolis.
It was supreme.
It was good. It was good.
It was so good.
We enjoyed that thoroughly. And the class itself was what you'd expect from an insurance class. But, we got it done. Yeah. And September 29th, so that Friday, Richie and I sat down and we both took our exam. And I think I set a new state record.
Yeah, I thought I did good. I mean, honestly, I'm pretty proud.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, pat
for sure.
Because I think I finished in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
40 minutes.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty quick.
Yeah, the instructor said that nobody had ever finished in less than 32.
Yeah.
I finished in 24.
Jerk. That was just ridiculous. He texted me. Of course, I don't have my phone because we did it. We didn't do it in person. We did it online. Mm-hmm. You did it online too.
Yeah, I did it online. Yeah.
So you had the test proctor watching you the whole time.
Yep.
So if you look away from the screen, they're like, hey,
yep.
over here. So I didn't know until I was done, but I got my phone thinking I beat him. You were 30 minutes ago texting me you were already done.
We both passed.
Yeah.
So we passed with flying colors. You never know your score, but I'm gonna just assume that I got a 98 because I feel like we both scored really, really well.
Yeah.
And
I got a 99. So
99. Yeah, probably because you took a little more time.
Yeah.
You know, it's
that's right.
done is better than perfect, Rich. Done is better than perfect, and I got done faster. So it really matters.
Let's give a couple more dates real quick.
Okay.
We passed that ads launched. You already said that.
Yep.
Then on October 16th, we placed some contracts.
Yep.
Because
Gotta build the right business.
Gotta build the right business. So we did that. And then this one's funny. October 17th. Remember, our event is the 20th.
Yep.
On the 17th, a couple days prior, we're looking at each other like, hey, where are we going to meet with these people? Like, after we give this seminar, where do you think we meet with them? And it was like, well, I don't know. We probably should get an office.
Yeah.
So that's where if you're watching on video right now, we're sitting in that room currently, but we didn't have it at the time. So 3 days before our seminar, we locked down a room. And actually, take that back. At that time, it wasn't even a room. It was a conference room.
Conference room. Yep.
Yeah, we didn't have a room dedicated to us. We rented out a conference room.
Yep. Because backing up a little bit, RA is and always has been remote first. Everybody works from home. Everybody works from their home office. We have never had a physical location, which served us really well when the pandemic came around. But we've just never had the need for a physical space, and so it didn't even occur to us until 3 days before our seminar. Oh, I don't want to bring these people to my house.
Yeah, and I don't want to really go to their house.
I don't really want to go to their house, although we have done that occasionally.
Sure.
We need a space.
We need a space.
We signed a lease on a virtual space, and we'll get into how we evolved into not virtual space, a conference room space. We'll get into in future episodes, kind of the serendipitous way that we ended up in this space and how it really worked out for us. But
also, just we're gonna hit on this so many times through this series, but don't make things more complicated than it needs to be.
Yeah.
Right. We didn't buy like a 10,000 square foot place. Like, we started out by renting conference rooms. There were 7 different locations around Indy.
Yep.
So we knew where we wanted to be, like loosely the venues that we were going to be at. So it was like, let's just find a spot that's close where people could come. And we did it. We started it. So
yeah. I think that's, and we'll get into some of the lessons that we learned in future episodes, talk about the individual events and the things we learned about the sales process and all that. But I do think a lot of times in this business, people do overcomplicate it. They think they have to analyze every single element of what they're doing. And there is some truth to that, but just getting started, just putting the next foot forward is, I think, key. Like, just, hey, we decided in August that we were going to do this, got our licenses in September, ran our first campaign for October 20th. We joke. At that time, though, we were like little baby fawns walking around the woods. We didn't know what we were doing.
Wobbly legs.
Yeah, we were wobbly legs, just kind of making stuff happen.
Yeah.
And
that's coming from a history of running thousands of seminars.
Yeah.
That's coming from a place of we're very familiar with what we're doing. We've been doing this for years and years. We just haven't done it ourselves. We've sat in on it even. Mm-hmm. I mean, how many hundreds of seminars we've seen them happen.
Right.
We just never hosted it ourselves. And so it's been an interesting journey. So you'll see in the next couple of episodes, I think the next one we're going to cover that very first event. Mm-hmm. It was October 20th, 2022. Where was it at? What did we do? Lessons learned. We'll cover all of that. But then also in this series, I want to cover, production written. Because a lot of times, you can't be in this business, in my opinion, and do one seminar a year.
No.
Maybe you get lucky, you write some business, and that's all. Maybe you're partially retired, and that's all you need. Okay, cool. But if you're trying to make a living out of this, we're a couple young bucks, right? I'm sitting here with my J's on. By the way, this is pretty much how we give our seminars. Maybe I throw a collar shirt on sometimes,
right?
But otherwise, literally, this is us, and we're just us doing what we do. And so we're going to cover those lessons just over what we've learned, but then the investment that we put into it. How long it took to actually see a return. Those things are important. I know you're going to relate to it. Even if you're a seasoned seminar vet, you're going to relate to the things we're going to talk about on the show. So I'm excited to just do that and kind of have a different angle, being in the weeds with you guys. Yeah,
I am too. I think it's like I said earlier in this episode, one of the biggest things I've taken away from what we've done is just a new level of empathy for you guys, for the advisor. Because in the past, and it was very easy for us to look at a roster and say, man, we got 60 registrations for this campaign. That was a great campaign. And then we'd get a phone call from the advisor and say, oh, a little down in the dumps about this and that and the other thing. And we're kind of scratching our heads saying, man, we did a great job for you. And we did do a good job. But there were things that we just weren't privy to
Right.
throughout the next steps, like after the marketing ends.
Right.
Yeah, the marketing did what it was supposed to do, but how is that translating to results for the advisor? And it's been incredibly valuable. It's made me a lot more empathetic, and I think it's really opened up the conversations that I've had with our clients about, hey, how can we improve as a marketing agency? What can we do differently to ensure you have success? What are the things that we're observing? How are we targeting? How are we running these campaigns? What kind of communication are we, having back and forth with our clients and with your clients on your behalf to make this process as seamless as possible so that there's no rough corners that get in the way of you having success.
Yeah.
And I think that's been incredibly valuable for us as individuals and for our whole team. They've benefited greatly from that. And I think our clients have benefited, even if they don't know it yet. They've benefited because internally
we've gotten so much stronger.
Yeah, so much stronger. There's been a lot of lessons learned in blood, right? All policies written in blood.
That's right.
We've definitely written some new policies as a result of the blood that we've shed during these last 8 months.
We are spending our own real dollars, just like you guys are, to learn real lessons so we can make our systems and processes stronger at RA.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely proud it's done that.
Yeah.
We're going to add an episode, I just decided.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. About like some of the client stories.
Yeah.
Because that's incredible. That's shifted a lot.
Yeah.
Just some of these people we meet with and their individual stories. And when we're building a digital marketing campaign, it's not just a page or an ad. Mm-hmm. It's somebody's retirement that we're impacting. So we'll add that in. That'll be fun.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely been a big perspective shift for sure. Because now that we're actually sitting down with these people, having people break down in tears with joy, usually. Occasionally there's been a couple that have not been. Yeah. But it's
that time you cried was kind of...
Yeah, that was a little weird. That was a little awkward.
It got weird.
But, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But it's been neat because we've said it for years. Like, hey, you're impacting real people on the other side of that screen. But, especially for the team, they hadn't seen it. They hadn't seen it in real living color. And it's like, you're writing words on a computer. You're designing a landing page. You're designing a Facebook ad. And that's really moving the needle for some people. That's actually taking them from a place of concern or worry or stress and melting all that away so that they can actually enjoy the retirement that they've worked really hard for. And that's incredibly rewarding when we're in this seat, when we're working with those individuals.
Yep.
But now as marketers even, we get to take an element of joy from that because like, hey, we had an impact. We actually helped these people achieve their dreams and obviously help the clients that we serve too, achieve theirs because let's face it, there's a financial benefit to us and to you when you're working in this space. So
absolutely.
I'm not going to hide behind that. And
we won't. We're going to share it on the show.
Yeah,
show exactly what it was.
Yep.
Hey, real quick before we wrap this thing up, you're kind of rude of you to wear those shoes today.
Why? Because you didn't get them?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I wore them.
I know.
I wore them just because you didn't get them.
I did get them, and then the mail lost them.
So yeah. So what you have to know about Richie and I is we both enjoy collecting sneakers. And in the sneaker world, there's the final boss, so to speak, when you're trying to win a pair of sneakers. Because the way Jordans are released is there's only so many that are made, and you have to enter into a raffle sometimes or get them when they drop. And you can buy them resell, but I don't
get them on the drop. They're a little bit, get them at cost versus the markup if you go to resell.
It's more of a challenge too.
Which I bought these on a resell.
Yeah,
but I had to pay for them.
Yeah, you have to pay a lot of money for them in the resell.
So we'll take the drop.
Yeah.
So we both entered that drop.
Yep, sure did.
We both won. We sent each other the picture of the got them.
Yep, and I got mine.
Like 3 days later, he's wearing them.
Yep,
and I said, "Oh, that's weird. Mine haven't come in yet, but the thing says tomorrow. I think it'll be. It should be here tomorrow."
Well, Richie lost to the final boss.
Yeah, I lost.
The USPS.
Nike did me right though. They refunded it. It's all good, but I don't have those shoes.
Yep. So as these episodes progress, keep an eye on the kicks because we're probably going to be wearing different ones as often as possible.
Yep.
And I don't know. That may be a fun little subplot to what we've got going on in the show. So
I like it. So episode number 2 coming up. We're going over that first seminar, baby.
Yep. I'll tell you what. We killed it in that first seminar.
Oh, we crushed it. You're going to see the numbers. You're going to say, what the heck?
Yeah. Well, these guys didn't know what they were doing, and they crushed it.
Yeah. It's exciting.
But then...
lessons learned.
Some pretty strong, valuable lessons learned.
Coming up on the next episode.
Yeah. So stay tuned. Be on the lookout. We're gonna share a lot of great information with you guys and what we've learned and what I think will hopefully help you guys. And if nothing else, it'll be something you can commiserate with us on.
Yeah, that's right.
As we go through this journey.
That's a wrap. First episode of The Well.
That's right.